Alright everybody, as you can see it is the 29th of April, and to celebrate my birthday we have a really delicious garlic and herb roasted chicken and potato dinner, and we're going to get started on making that. Okay, to begin with the chicken now, it's fully emptied in the cavity, and I've also gone to base the cooling rack as well. We've also preheated the oven to 375, and we're going to prepare the base now, which is the initial part of preparing the chicken. We're going to start to heat up the olive oil as well as a bit of clarified butter, ghee. This is what is going to give some very great color, very deep oily flavor. We add a bit of that as well to our oil. Okay, we have a bit of fresh parsley and fresh garlic minced up here. We're going to quickly cook the garlic and the parsley while the oil is heating up. Once these minced ingredients have been cooking up for a minute, we also add another herb mixture of basil, oregano, and rosemary and thyme. I also add just a bit of turmeric, which goes really good with the ghee right there in color, and also a nice spice flavor element to it as well. How zoomed in are you? Alright, you don't want to have the base cook too much, it's going to cook for a long time in the oven, but with your best baster, we're going to go just lightly dazzle it over. We're going to start with the bottom, which has the breast, and the bottom of the drumsticks right here. Now before you do any basting, you want to have had the skin in the breast partially opened so you can get some base in there and flavor inside the breast area. There's also another posterior end of the breast and skin area that you'll want to get before you turn it over. Alright, we're ready to turn it over now. As you can see, it has a beautiful golden, yellow, green color to it. That's thanks to the ghee and the turmeric and other oils and herbs. Now we'll do the top end right here. I like to save more of the chunks of garlic and even the parsley for the top of the chicken so it doesn't fall under the rack and I don't lose all the garlic. You're going to take the pan as it is a paint palette and use your base, your brush, to spread this beautiful looking oily paint. Make sure it gets every inch covered. Then I'll put my coarse salt and pepper upon the chicken. That way I don't move it around and take it off while I'm basting. I'll do this right before I add it to the oven. Now into the oven at 375. It should take at least an hour chicken to fully cook, you want it to get to an internal temperature of 165 degrees at the deepest point of the chicken. That could take anywhere from about an hour to an hour and a half. Okay, now we're going to make some nice crispy potatoes to go with the crispy chicken that's cooking now. I'm using about 2 pounds of dry russet potatoes, and we're going to cut them to cook in about 1 gram squares. Dice them down so they're all about the same size. Okay, we're going to boil the potatoes after we've cut them. To the boiling water, I'm adding salt and a bit of baking soda, about a teaspoon, a tablespoon. Both of these are going to add flavor and texture to the boiled potatoes. I'm adding those in now. Ooh. Bombs away. They'll explode on you. Okay, we're going to prepare the same base for the chicken for the potatoes. In goes a bit of ghee. I'm also going to add just a packet of this basil oil. I got it in the oil aisle. And I'll add that to our base. Add some more garlic to that once I have the oils ready. Also add in more of the fresh minced parsley, and we'll put in more basil too. Alright, the potatoes are now tender from the boiled water, and we're going to put them into a colander to strain them. We'll now transfer the potatoes into the bowl for mixing. We've got the base now cooked up, and I'm just going to pour everything in here and let it sit for 1 second before I toss them. Okay, we got them onto a stone pan now. I'm going to get all the rest of the base, the flavor dressing, onto them with a spatula. Get it all off of the bowl. And those will take about a half hour to bake. We're going to bake it along with the chicken. So the chicken and the potatoes are now almost done cooking, so we're going to cook up some vegetables. Here we have collard greens. They're destemmed and they're cut into a bit better pieces right there. And I will heat up a bit of this single serve pesto oil. It's going to give it a lot of the same flavors as what we did with the chicken and the potatoes. The greens are dressed and they're getting warmed up now, so we'll cover them until they're tender. Alright, the potatoes and the chicken are now completely done. We've let it cool off for a bit and we can start carving in and plating up. There we have it, guys. We have a garlic and herb roasted chicken and potatoes dinner. We're going to go eat that right now. I bet it's going to be delicious.